Balance and detachment in business, is that even possible? Welcome to Intention Monday, Timeless Principles number 8, balance and detachment. And this week we're going to go in with the intention of really giving it everything we've got and then detaching from the result. And just having that balance. Balance between what? Balance between how can we put the efforts in and then detach from the outcome. Balance between what? How can we give everything that we've got in order to get results and then be happy with whatever comes our way? And that's what we're going to be talking about in Intention Monday today. Hey, my name is Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, where I work with coaches and consultants to reprice and package their services so they can discover and live their purpose. Let's start by talking about purpose over profit. And we don't even need to talk about purpose over profit. You know, we could talk about profit over purpose, but it just wouldn't work. So purpose over profit has to come first. Why? Because profit is actually a byproduct of purpose. What do we mean by these two terms? So profit, of course, in a business is where we create a certain amount of sales, we have a certain amount of expenses, and what's left at the end of it is a profit, or in some cases a loss. So if you're charging enough for your products and services and you have an amount of expenses that is less than your income, then obviously you're going to create a profit. And that is a really important aspect of business. And what supersedes that, and in fact what makes that a byproduct, is having clear aligned purpose. The reason that I call the business selling in alignment is because alignment is the core of everything. It's actually also one of my own personal biggest values for life. Being in alignment is giving a different power to every single thing that we do. You may wonder, how is it this guy is able to show up on Mondays with this amount of energy, with that amount of enthusiasm? And it's because what it is simply I'm aligned with my core purpose. My core purpose is really empowerment of people, to really lift people. And the vehicle I'm using to do that is selling in alignment. And because I feel so aligned with what I'm doing, I get to show up in a completely different way. Now, I've also done a lot of personal development on myself. And that's really helped me to hone this purpose that really forms selling in alignment. So I know when I get into a client interaction, I'm just going to bring this level of energy. And that potential client's limiting beliefs around what they can and can't do are just going to dissolve into the ether. Because those limiting beliefs versus this guy's energy that shows up in this way, it's just not going to happen. Like, those limiting beliefs will just not be able to win. And so as a result of that, every interaction I get to show up high energy. I get to be myself, knowing that I have something that's really aligned with what I'm here to do, my purpose. And because I have that purpose and because it's so strong, then that ends up as a profit for selling in alignment. So when we say purpose over profit, what we're really talking about is what's the intention with which we're going into that client interaction. And for me, if I'm on a discovery call and the goal is to convert a potential client into a paid client, I know that, first of all, that's an important goal to have. The business selling in alignment, it requires that fuel in order to run and in order to employ more staff, in order to pay its expenses, pay the subscriptions, pay the software costs. Indeed, everything that you're seeing here today, there's a cost for that. And so selling in alignment needs to create revenues. And so where I go into an interaction, my duty becomes to create those revenues. And so I'm going in with a purpose that's greater than me. Suddenly it's not just me, it's me and the business. And a lot of coaches that I've worked with collapse these two things, and that's a little bit unfortunate. When we collapse these two things together, what generally tends to happen is we get into this space of imposter syndrome. And we start to think, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not worthy of this. When we connect it back to our business, when we connect it back to the purpose for which we're here, then we really get to look at it from a different perspective. And so we give everything that we've got. When I go into a client interaction, I'm going to go in wholeheartedly. Like, I'm going to go in with the objective of having those limiting beliefs dissolve into the ether and just move that client into a new possibility, new level of power. And that's what I really stand for. And because I stand for that, it's easy for me, and in the past this has happened a lot, where I've gone really attached to the results that client has to get, or I want to get for them, or like I really want this sale to happen. And again, that all slips back into the I. And again, we have to move from the I, which is where all the imposter syndrome, I for imposter syndrome, where all the I shows up, and we have to move to the we. So from I to we. And what does we mean? We means Rishi Patel and Selling in Alignment and the bigger mission and the staff that are employed here at Selling in Alignment. All of these things have to come together. And so it's not just about me anymore. I can't go in with that perspective. I have to talk to that client from the perspective of I'm a representative of this company, and this is what our company stands for, and this is the result we want to get for you. And then to be completely detached from that. So whether the outcome of that call is the client converts to a paid sale, or the client decides that their limiting beliefs are too strong, or they genuinely don't have the resources, or they're in the circumstances where they can't move forward, I have to detach from that. I have to let go of that outcome. And can we go in with this mindset? If you're watching live, let me know what you're getting from this. What are you taking away and applying to your week? If you're watching on replay, #replay, let me know what you're taking away from this. And if any of this really resonates with you, what you want to put into indeed your week moving forward, and the rest of your year, and the rest of your business. So this is really what we're talking about. And then when we can detach, when we let go, when we're fully immersed inside of I've done my best, then we'll feel a very deep sense of peace. And I've experienced this recently, and honestly, I've never been able to touch on this. What I'm talking about here in front of all of my audience today, I'll put my hands up first and declare, I've really struggled to do this. I've always taken failure very personally, and it's only very recently, through filling up a group coaching program that I'm now running, where I really get to let go of the outcome. And I just felt such a deep sense of peace. And I felt that peace because I knew that I'd gone in and I'd given it everything. I literally threw the kitchen sink at this objective that I had for this group coaching program. I gave it everything, and I didn't meet my target. And I felt such deep peace. I felt such deep knowing of whoever's meant to be there is there, and I get to focus on those souls. I get to focus on creating transformations in them, and whoever's not meant to be there due to whatever circumstances, reasons, whatever limiting beliefs were there that I didn't have the capability of shifting, or just wasn't meant to happen, those people are not there. And to be at complete peace with that, and I experienced that, and you can as well. And I think it's very powerful, because when you do experience this, then you get to really look at where was I coming from. Was I coming from the ego around I want to get a certain result, I want to prove myself to other people, I want to be better than that person in business, or catch up with that person in business? And I used to have all of these narratives running the show, and that's how I'm able to generate these, because these were things that were all going on for me to a very large extent. And to some extent, honestly, they still do. I still have some of these thoughts that come in now and again. The difference is I'm able to track with a lot more clarity these limiting beliefs that come in. And because I'm able to do that, we get to generate ourselves in a completely different way. And so it's no longer about the ego. Now it's about outcome detachment. I've let go. I've really let go, because I know that I've done my best. And the only time I feel that I can really let go and detach from the outcome is when I've done my best. And for a coach or consultant service provider to do their best, you need to have a solid campaign in place. You need to be able to talk to clients to get them past their limiting beliefs. You need to show up with a level of energy where you're connected to your product or your service and the benefits that it can get from them. And unless you're doing that, you may not be giving it everything you've got, and so you may then be going into this downward spiral. Selling in Alignment definitely can help with that. And we're here as a stand for coaches and consultants to charge their worth. Why can't coaches charge as much as top-end professionals in this space? Doctors, dentists, lawyers, those people in our industries that are earning the most money. Why can't our coaches that Selling in Alignment stands for charge that level of money? And that's the change we're here to see in the world. That's the bigger mission that we're playing for. And so we can no longer go in without this level of connection to getting to this purpose. We can no longer go in with just an ego of like, oh, this is about me and I want to get this sale. It has to be about that bigger picture, and that is intentional. My name's Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, and until the next time, keep selling in alignment.